for those of you who have not heard the news, SAG-AFTRA is officially on strike. They approved the first walkout against film and television against the industry since 1980. And I've been following this story. I've been kind of keeping abreast. And for those who don't know, because we have, like I said, in this program, we have people who are different experience and different levels. So the Screen Actors Guild and the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, abbreviated as SAG-AFTRA, is an American labor union representing approximately 160,000 film and television actors, journalists, radio personalities, recording artists, singers, voice actors, internet influencers, fashion models, and other media professionals worldwide. The organization was formed on March 30th, 2012, following the merger of the Screen Actors Guild and the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. AFTRA, created in 1937 as the American Federation of Radio Artists, gained the T, as far as the television is concerned, in 1952 after its merger with the Television Authority. So that's basically, SAG-AFTRA is the labor union that protects actors, that is supposed to be doing exactly what they're doing right now as far as fighting for actors' rights, because what they're actually fighting for those who aren't aware of the news, right? So they're fighting for background actors to not let studios use their image and likeness with no compensation for perpetuity. You know what I'm saying? For perpetuity, however you say that word. Perpetuity means forever, right? For eternity. They're also fighting for residual income for actors in regards to streaming platforms, because the old business model was, hey, we put a movie in theaters, or let's say we spend $1 million to finance a film, right? Then we put it in theaters and you're able to see what that movie makes in its opening day for the box office. And then you can calculate what it made over the weeks and months. But with streaming, some of these streaming platforms not only are they not allowing residual income or allowing actors and writers to recoup residual income, there are some of these companies like Netflix and all this stuff, they're not actually being forthcoming with the back end numbers. So there's not a real true way to know how much you're supposed to be even getting paid on the back end if they're not being upfront and transparent about the numbers that the film is doing and the television shows are doing. So that's what SAG-AFTRA is fighting for right now. They're also fighting for compensation for self-tape costs and setups, which we'll be talking about in a later session. What used to be taken care of by the production companies is now an expense for actors, as far as you having to get lighting, self-tape equipment. You have to edit the stuff. You know what I mean? It's an all-encompassing job when it comes to actors, and the expenses are going up for actors. So they're fighting for actors' rights. And kind of like what Doran was saying earlier, like, I look at this as a great opportunity for actors, especially like right now, with everything going on, especially like you guys being in this program. I truly believe that with the writers and the actors strikes, everything that's going on, this is the wisest opportunity for actors to be learning the business and understanding the business side of things, because as we see, things aren't always fair, and it's important to be in the know of what's going on in the industry. Even if you're not a part of the actual union, it's important to, just understand what's actually going on, the shift that's happening, because there definitely is a shift between, with like I said, with the business model, as far as shifting into streaming. Like, there are different things and different negotiations that are going to be going on, and it's going to affect you when you do decide to join the union and become SAG if you're not already SAG. So I wanted to share a couple clips that I shared on my Instagram. I don't know if you guys have seen them, but I'm just going to play them just to give more context to what I'm talking about right now for a better understanding of what's actually happening. So the first clip, the clips that I'm going to play are from, hold on one second, gather this. get the actual facts on this. So these are clips from SAG-AFTRA's president, Fran Drescher, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, and also Chief Operating Officer Duncan Crabtree Ireland. So they had a press conference this weekend that was very interesting, and it kind of like I said, it gives context to everything that I'm saying right now. Can you guys see this?
So the AMPTP just sent out a press release basically saying, you guys have reiterated what they said yesterday and what Bob Iger said. You guys have chosen a path that will lead to financial hardship for countless thousands of people who depend on the industry. They're claiming they offered a 76% increase in high budget SBOT foreign residuals, 58% increase in salaries for major roles. They say 11% pay increase in year one, blah, blah, blah. They're claiming all these double-digit promises. And they're claiming they had a groundbreaking, according to them, AI proposal, which protects performers' digital likeness. So what do you say to that?
Well, Fran may have some things she wants to say to that, but let me just take one of the items that you mentioned, and I'm not going to be able, not having seen their press release, I can't respond to every point of it. But this groundbreaking AI proposal that they gave us yesterday, in that groundbreaking AI proposal, they proposed that our background performers should be able to be scanned, get paid for 1 day's pay, and their company should own that scan, their image, their likeness, and to be able to use it for the rest of eternity in any project they want with no consent and no compensation. So if you think that's a groundbreaking proposal, I suggest you think again.
Ate them up.
I cannot believe it, quite frankly. How far apart we are on so many things. How they plead poverty, that they're losing money left and right when giving hundreds of millions of dollars to their CEOs. It is disgusting. Shame on them. They stand on the wrong side of history at this very moment. We stand in solidarity, in unprecedented unity. Our union and our sister unions and the unions around the world are standing by us, as well as other labor unions. Because at some point, the jig is up. You cannot keep being dwindled and marginalized and disrespected and dishonored. The entire business model has been changed by streaming, digital, AI. This is a moment of history that is a moment of truth. If we don't stand tall right now, we are all going to be in trouble. We are all going to be in jeopardy of being replaced by machines and big business, who cares more about Wall Street than you and your family. Most of Americans don't have more than $500 in an emergency. I cannot.
Talk a little bit about how long you expect this to go on. Are we talking about weeks? Are we talking about months? And what would it take to get back to the table?
That's up to them. We're open to talking to them tonight. But, you know, it's up to all of this is because of their behavior. It's up to them if they're willing to talk in a normal way that honors what we do.
I mean, they are well aware of what it takes to make a deal. Fran and I personally spoke to several of the CEOs of these studios yesterday and at length. They know what it will take to make a deal. They had the power in their hands to make a deal and avoid this strike. They chose not to do that. And last night, we told the AMPTP directly across the table, we're ready, willing, and able to return to the negotiating table whenever they're ready to do so. Their response to us was that they would be ready to talk whenever we would act in a civilized manner, not be on strike. We told them that it's not uncivilized for people to go on strike. It's a moral right, it's a human right, and it's a legal right of our members to collectively bargain, to organize, and to go on strike if needed to defend their rights, and that we would be happy to approach them and negotiate with them whenever they're ready to do so. We were then later informed that it would probably be a while. So we will be here doing what we need to do to defend our members and to ensure we get a fair contract. And we encourage them to come back to the table, because we're ready to talk whenever they are.
And last video I want to share, this video really breaks down the writers portion of it. And I thought this woman explained why the writers are striking in a very precise way.
I'm a television and screenwriter.
What do you work on?
I wrote on a Hulu show called Woke and an ABC show called Queens.
How long have you been a writer?
Professionally, like 2 years now, but I've been screenwriting probably like the last 4 years or so.
How much do you make?
It varies a lot from year to year.
Yeah.
So when I wrote on Woke and Queens, at that year, I made just shy of 200K. That was great. And then last year I made 38K because I was unemployed.
Tell me about the writer's strike. Like, what are writers asking for?
We are just asking for the career to be sustainable. So one of the things we're asking for is a minimum number of weeks for a writer's room to take place. So back during the heyday of cable and broadcast, typically you would be employed on a TV show for 40 weeks out of the year. And then during the hiatus, you would be getting residuals. So you could still sustain yourself. However, now there are some writers' rooms that are as short as 5-6 weeks. And then you have to try to find another job after that. Sometimes you can't because they write it into your contract that you are exclusive to them until they make a decision about a next season. And with streaming shows, as I'm sure a lot of people have seen, there can be 2 years between one season and another. So they are basically forcing you to be unemployed for 2 years. If you are in Los Angeles and you want to support the writer's strike, you can join a picket line. If you go on the WGA website, it'll have the list of all the studios and what times we're going to be there.
So, yeah, like I said, I've been kind of following this information, and I've been posting
So
on the what am I trying to say? This is the program page as far as the the business coaching of acting, what we're doing. So if you are not following this page, follow it for more updates and on everything that's going on. I'm gonna be covering the update and the progress of this phenomenon that we are experiencing.